How are you guys?
Mariano, what's the challenge when you have a mobile quarterback who can burn you with his legs?
Yeah, when there's a mobile quarterback, you have to take into account that there's an extra blocker on the field and then there's an extra runner. And it just comes down to discipline and doing your job, whether it be pass rush lanes, whether it be dropping into coverage, making sure you have eyes back, things like that. Because when you get undisciplined, that's when they scramble, and that's when they're in their element. So we're just going to make sure we're containing the quarterback, doing our job, and executing the defense to the best of our ability.
How would you look at your first game to your second game personally?
Yeah, I think I'm continuing to improve. There's a lot of things I got to get better at, and you got to be your own worst critic. Every time I come into the film room, I'm just evaluating every little thing, every little detail, every little technique, and just making sure that I can be the best player I can be. And then looking at how I'm influencing others as a leader, as a Mike linebacker, the defense, just making sure that the communication is where it needs to be at all three levels, and because that falls on me as a leader to make sure that everybody is executing, communicating, and doing things like that. So, yeah, I feel like I've improved. I need to continue to improve and just influence those around me to keep getting better each week.
What challenges Colorado's running backs present to you guys?
Yeah, they're fast, they're physical. Their O-line, they got a lot of how. They play with a lot of heart. So we're just got to be the best we can be and match that physicality and do it at our level. They're a great football team, and we just got to go out there and execute the game plan, the way we can. So they're great running backs, and we're ready for the opportunity.
When you watch film and are taking notes, what are the things that you're jotting down?
Yeah, so it depends on when I'm watching the film. So early in the week, you're looking at scheme. You're looking at what exactly do they do? What types of personnel packages do they have? What's their best receiver? What's their best running back? Things like that. And as the week goes on, we start getting into tendencies, tips. Like when this guy is cut here, this happens. Smaller details that you're not focused on in the beginning of the week because you're getting down the game plan. You're getting down exactly what the offense presents. So as the week goes on, then you're starting to really narrow down, playing calls in your head, and just looking for small tips and tendencies that you can use on the field to, maximize your play.
Playing a road game last year, I imagine there was probably a lot more protocol and things like that. Do you anticipate maybe things being a little more loose, getting back to kind of team bonding stuff on the road that maybe you didn't get a chance to do last year?
Yeah, and that's one thing that we missed last year, and one thing in particular that I talked with teammates about that I missed was meals, and that's just a small example. But when we were traveling at the hotels and things like that, we had to eat meals sometimes in our rooms alone, or sometimes just in chairs like this where you're not sitting in a circle. So that's one thing where it's good to be back to normal, where you can eat with your teammates, sharing a meal together, chit chat, talk, laugh before a game and things like that. So it's good to be back to normal and share that time with the teammates.
How would you describe Tyler Nubin this year compared to last?
He's grown a lot with his leadership, with his communication, and with his play, and he's getting better each and every week. We rely on Nub a lot in the secondary, and he's a great player. He spreads energy to everybody on the field, and it shows in his play. He's got a lot of how. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but he's getting better each and every week, and he loves football. That's one thing that stands out when I watch Nub on film is he flies around, he cares for his teammates, and he's getting better. And you see it with the plays that he's starting to make, and he's going to continue to start making a lot more plays. So we're happy with Nub, how he's growing, how he's influencing others, and it's great because he's the free safety. When I'm at Will, me and him are communicating a lot, and I know that behind me I got a guy that I can trust and that he's going to, play his heart out for me.
How was Jack Gibbons influenced your game?
Yeah, Jack's a great linebacker. He's a great leader, great teammate and friend, and, he's taught me a lot of things, whether it be physicality, leadership. He's a really physical guy. He's big, he's strong. And so we bounce ideas off of each other a lot, whether it be with communication or, we're out on the field pre-snap awareness, we're just talking, things like that. So, and then with film study too, he sees things on film when we're watching together that I don't always see, and I see things sometimes he doesn't see. So that just working together, that teamwork that we talk about is phenomenal. So having Jack out there is a blessing. He's a great teammate, and he's grown each week too, and I'm excited to have him, this year.
When I was talking with Derek, the captain, he mentioned Thomas Barber as an influence for him. Did he have a lasting influence on you too?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it one time when I was talking with you guys a couple years ago. Thomas Barber was a huge influence, and he still influences me today. He texts me before games sometimes, just words of advice. But he was a great leader, and you look at Barber. He may not have been the biggest, the fastest, but he had those instincts, and he had that leadership that made him a great linebacker. And looking back at old cut-ups, things like that, he still always makes a teach tape. Thomas Barber was a great linebacker. He taught me everything I know. He taught me how to be a leader, how to have fun playing the game. And, so that lasting impact is what I want to pass on to the younger linebackers in the room is, I had a role model like Thomas Barber, so I work to be a role model like him for the younger guys.
What's a teach tape?
A teach tape? Teach tape is like, it's a cut-up that we make of certain plays exactly how it should be done. So let's say we're playing cover 2 and, the dropper does a really good job, and it's exactly how, coach expects it to be. We put it in a teach tape, and there's various clips, maybe 5 clips of exactly what coach is looking for in a certain situation, a certain coverage, things like that, and that's what we call a teach tape.
When you're on the road, how do you kind of weather a hostile playing environment and try to take the crowd out as soon as you can?
Yeah, I mean, Tanner was up here saying it. We don't let the circumstance dictate our behavior. We go out there, we play for each other, we play for our teammates, and it's us versus us. It doesn't matter where we're at, home, away, crowd, no crowd, COVID-19, no COVID-19. We've seen a lot of situations, so we just go out there and play and have fun with each other. The crowd it doesn't matter where we're at. We've practiced at a lot of places. We've gone to the Vikings. We go to the stadium. We practice here. We do workouts at different places. We went to the beach over the summer. So we're used to traveling and doing things and not being comfortable. We're always practicing in chaos. We're always doing something different each and every day. And that trains, getting used to different elements and things like that. So I feel we're prepared, and we're just going to go out there and row and be us.
Any more for Mariano? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And we will have Mike.